Hey, welcome back everyone to another devlog on Carry Me Melody. So this week I have a really exciting feature to show you guys. It's the music playing mechanic. So you can actually play music, which is one of the main mechanics of the game. So how do you actually play this music, you might be wondering. You can use the keyboard, so you can use the second row of keys. I have an ergonomic keyboard, so there's a big hole in the middle here, but it's doable. I was actually kind of surprised how intuitive it is to play melodies. If you've played the keyboard or the piano before, I could already play some simple melodies without practicing at all. So usually I play Zelda's Lullabies, like a go-to tune I play. So yeah, I hope that people can actually learn to play music with this game. So the range that you can play is from C2 to F3, which is exactly the same range as an ocarina. You can see it's the same notes. And then there's also such a thing as multi-chamber ocarinas, which can play 3 whole octaves. So on a normal ocarina you only use these holes here, but on this ocarina there's multiple extra holes and also extra mouthpieces you have to change to. So when you go from these notes to this, you have to go from the first chamber to the second chamber. Yeah, the high notes get really loud and piercing. I want to add this in the game somehow at a later point, since it's quite difficult to play and I don't want to overwhelm players with 3 octaves of notes. That's a bit too much to start out with. But somewhere later in the game it would be cool to actually add this instrument as well. And then I want to add some other wind instruments. So this is a tin whistle. And the recorder, which most people should be familiar with. This is an alto recorder. It's a bit lower, so it would be cool to add different keys of instruments. It's been a while since I played this one. So how do you actually choose these instruments? I also made that already. So here is a menu to select the instruments. Right now there's only the ocarina, so I just copy and pasted that a bunch of times. This menu is kind of inspired by Secret of Mana. I think I also want to add a description somewhere on the screen so you can see a little description of the instrument, just so you know the key and the range of notes it can play and the type of sound, and maybe some backstory. It would be cool to read that this is the magical ocarina or whatever, something like that. So yeah, this is a pretty big milestone for the game. I didn't expect to actually make this so quickly, but I'm using a library called fmod, and that makes it a bit easier to play sounds. So you can also hear there's a bit of reverb, a bit of an echo. That makes the sound a bit smoother and just a bit more mysterious as well. I think it's a good fit for the game. And I can also add different types of reverb, so maybe one with more echo, so it sounds like you're in a cave or something like that. So you might be thinking, well, this is fun to play around with, but it's not actually a game mechanic. Well, on its own it's just a toy, it's just for fun. But I do want to add some mechanics where you have to mimic some sounds or have to figure out some phrases, some simple melodies. So these 2 birds here, they are sitting here on the branches. They might be playing 2 notes like this. Or maybe there's more birds and they make a little melody like this. And you have to actually listen to the sound that they're making and try to mimic the melody. Now for people who don't play a musical instrument, this might be difficult, so I'm thinking of making some sort of hint to show this melody. So in this case, these birds are sitting on different height branches, and I might add a couple of more branches. Maybe I can draw it right now just to show you. It's a bit easier to show you here in this empty area, so I'll just show you what I mean. So there might be different rows of branches. So there might be a bird here, 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 and here. And then when you play the ocarina, you can just kind of look at the notes and see, oh, this is on the first line. Now I don't know how to play an instrument, so I'll just keep pressing buttons until I see something that matches. Well, this is on the first line, so maybe it's this one. Then let's try to find the second line. Okay, that's this one. So you look at these tones, so it's one on the first line. Oh, that's this one. And then two on the second line. And then another one on the third line. So which is the third line? That's this one. So then it's... And then you complete the melody and you are awarded with whatever currency, a star or whatever. I haven't decided yet. And then you got one of the objectives in the game, and yeah, and then gradually it's gonna get more difficult, and hopefully you will actually start to learn how to play music while playing this game. So some other small things I did was I added some animations for the player. So now when you fall down, there's a falling animation. I think it still looks a tiny bit strange. I already got used to it, but I remember when I just added it, it looked a bit strange, so I might still change it. I'm not sure what looks strange about it. Maybe you guys can help me figure that out. And then one other thing I did was I also made some pixel art. Someone commissioned me to make pixel art for his game. His game is called 123 Slaughter Me Street. It's an existing game and he wants to kind of revamp it. So he asked me to make some pixel art. So these are the monsters. I had to like remake his old sprites, and it's my first time working in this size. So you can see they are 48 pixels tall. This one's even taller. And yeah, I usually work in like 16 pixels or 24 pixel heights or something. And I was really surprised I was managed to draw at this pixel size. You can see this yellow one is obviously not done, but this green one really turned out nicely. I think the red one still needs a tiny bit of work. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with how it turned out. I'm gonna be working on this for a while. I think it's gonna take up half of my time, so I can only work half as much on Carry Me Melody, but this is a fun project, and the person that commissioned me is a really nice guy and he's really easy to work with, so yeah, I'm kind of excited on making the pixel art for this project. So yeah, that's it for this week. I had a really productive week. I made the music mechanic. I didn't expect at all to already make the music staff with all the notes showing, but yeah, and I made this pixel art, and I actually made the finger playing animations for Melody when she plays the ocarina. I made the menu. I just did a lot of stuff. It was really nice. My hands didn't hurt as much this week since I've been going to physical therapy for the last few weeks. It's really helping. So yeah, it's nice to work a bit more normally. The only time I still have problems with my hands is when I'm playing the keyboards, the musical instrument keyboards, not the actual typing keyboard. But that's not a huge problem right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be working a bit less on Carry Me Melody, but I hope that next week I can do some things with text. I don't have any text dialogue system yet. And I want to see if I can start loading in music that you have to play. So the way I'm gonna do that is with MIDI files. I'm gonna try to load MIDI files. A MIDI file is pretty much sheet music, like a file that has all the notes in it. and then I can load the notes that you have to play, and I can make objectives with that. So yeah, I think the video turned out a tiny bit long, but it was a good week, so I wanted to discuss everything I did. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the music mechanic. Personally, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm also really curious what you guys think about it. So like, subscribe, share the video, you know, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys again next week.